everyone. I'm sorry for how late it is. I decided to sleep in today. And also, I know I was off yesterday and I didn't do a Straight Tarot Tuesday video. That was because I had a lot of other stuff to do. And also, I did do a video the night before. So if you came for the tarot and you're staying for the tabletop games, know one thing, I certainly appreciate it. If you came for the tabletop games but you're staying for the tarot, I appreciate it. And if you just came for one or the other, no, I appreciate it. I thank you for being here. I'm glad that you're here today because I actually took a few moments to check out another content creator's video, a guy by the name of Zerilath. I will link his channel in the description down below. Zerilath does readings himself. He also does personal readings. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but it looks to me like he's been doing it a long time. Like, possibly even longer than me. I don't know, but I gotta say, what I saw, I liked. He does some very good stuff. And he and I were chatting it up on Twitter last night. I decided to kind of borrow one of his techniques where he paired. Normally I'll do like tarot, then oracles, runes, and all that kind of stuff. Instead, he paired them together, and I never thought to do that, so I thought I would give it a try today. So, because I'd missed Straight Tarot Tuesday, I'm just going to do, on this Rune Casting Wednesday, crud, that was not supposed to happen. I flipped over the card, like immediately, jeez. Anyway, for this Straight Tarot Tuesday, I've decided, since I missed it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give them a quick overhand here. And I'm going to pair runes with your cards today. Alright, so are we ready for that? Here we go. We're going to get you kind of a double reading here. So double shot, we're going to put a significator card right here. I'm going to pop down 3 tarot cards here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put runes to each one of them. And yes, we're talking about the little tiger eye runes you've seen. I'm not going to zoom in close. I'm just going to hold them to the camera here. So, I hope that you're having a great day. I want to get this reading out to you as soon as possible. I've still got more stuff to do. I gotta go get groceries and stuff like that. Yep, your boy Raven, magical though he is, still eats food. So, let's see what we have. We got the runes right here. Alright, so starting with you, we have an Ace of Swords in reverse. This is the end of a lot of conflict for you. This is not a new thought. This is going to be the sum total of everything that you've been experiencing so far. All your battles, they're going to be ending right here because it's going to be, the conflict is really going to be over before it started. And that's really what we need to start looking at is, if we're facing battles, what is over before it ever starts? Like, what's a non-starter in your life right now? And that is something you need to think about, because this is a sword. This is a card of swords, and it does imply you thinking rather than you feeling or the emotion that's there. This is all about logic. So you need to apply that. You need to look at some of the struggles that are being brought to you, the conflict that's being brought to you, and understand something. Some of these things are not even conflicts. They're not struggles. They're not anything, bless you, Bob, they're not anything that you need to really embroil yourself too hard in. What's over before it begins? Well, let me tell you, if you're, and I know I've beaten this dead horse into glue, but if you're Wizards of the Coast, it's this OGL thing. It's a non-starter, and you know what? They're probably going to go ahead and do what they want anyway. However, it's over before it began. Some people will realize that too late. If you realize it before it's too late, you can actually have a little bit of an advantage there. And for your rune pairing with it, we've got Berkano. Berkano is all about healing and growth. It's the birch tree. The birch tree is fairly strong, but it doesn't symbolize strength. This is that seed and sapling. So when the Ace of Swords is upright, it usually represents a brand new series of problems to solve. This one, it represents an end to a series of problems, but now you have a new beginning here. You still have that new beginning, but it's going to be in the form that you need to nurture what you need to nurture. You need to, sow that seed, help that sapling grow, and watch it grow into a mighty oak. It's going to take time. Remember, there's the story about the bamboo farmer. The bamboo farmer had there was a man who was sick of his life. He was sick of the way things were going. Nothing was going well for him. So New Year comes and he's like, I'll resolve to do, X, Y, and Z and alleviate my problems. Well, the New Year comes and goes, and he's still the same guy with still the same problems. He goes to his master, who is a bamboo farmer, and he says, Master, why has this happened to me? I don't understand. And he said, do you remember when you were here and I began planting these bamboo trees? He goes, yes. He said, well, I had to come out here every day and water these the places where I put the bamboo. I had to do it every day without fail. If I ever failed, they would die. But year 1 would come, nothing. Year 2 would come, nothing. Year 3 would come, nothing. Year 4 would come, and maybe they'd start to bud a little bit. Year 5, and now we have trees, and in year 5 they would shoot straight up into the sky. How long? In 2 weeks they would just grow wildly. How long did it take for them to grow? He said 2 weeks. He said, no, that's why you fail. Because it actually took me 5 years. During those first few years, they were reaching their roots down into the soil. And as those root systems grew, they were taking in all those nutrients. Without them, they would die. And so, when they had rooted enough into the ground, that's when they started to bud, that's when they started to sprout, and when they had it, that's when they began to shoot up in 2 weeks. It took 5 years, not just 2 weeks. So remember, that's discipline here. Okay, so we're going to go with just turning these 3 over. Looks like we got a lot of reversals today. We do have one that is not. Oh boy. Okay, so we're going to start with this Queen of Shields in reverse, or Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles. It's all the same here. This is where there doesn't seem to be any nurturing here, and that's why you fail. Remember, we talked about nurturing with that Berkana rune. And with that Queen of Shields in reverse, this is where you are right now. That's what you're doing. And pairing with that is, of course, Yera. Yera is rewards. If you want the rewards, you will have to go back on this. You're going to have to start nurturing those things that need nurturing. And understand, real world, this will take time. The Four of Swords in reverse. Seems like you're also not giving yourself enough rest. Is this you're not nurturing? Because if it is, it could get kind of bad for you. And rune for that is Avaz. Is this one of those no rest for the weary kind of situations with you? Because it's the way it's looking. Seems like right now you're looking at a battle, and you're like, like you can't stomach it, you can't face it. But let me show you something. With the Five of Swords, this is going to be your absolute mastery of the field. yes, you have all this behind you, but that's what you're doing. You're leaving that behind. You're carrying 3 of those 5 swords. The other 2 have been dropped, but you still have what matters. This is why I said they're non-starters. The battles you're facing are anything but starters. And the rune for that one is, of course, Gabo, which you have to start looking at yourself and your gifts and your talents. You have to understand what they are, why they're there, and why they're important. And the biggest thing is exercise a little gratitude for what you have instead of the things that you don't. When you start doing that, a lot of issues become non-starters, not just today's. So that's the thing to remember. That's what you're going to hold on to. Definitely take hold of yourself. Definitely take nurturing time. You know, give yourself some self-care here. Give yourself a little time to reflect and understand that you have what it takes to move forward. You don't need the rest. Starting to sound a little familiar, given what I've been covering the past couple weeks. I hope so. And if you're one of those creative types who are actually taking that spark of divinity and releasing it into the world, this is where you are, this is where you need to be, and this is why. You will be reaping rewards and benefits from it left, right, and center. There's no doubt about it, but you have to put in the work. You have to do the tedious things. And some people, right now, I know John the Basic Expert has put this out there. After rewriting Atomic Punk, after retooling the new Cowpunchers, he is wiped. He's burned out, man. He's like, I don't want to do any more right now. And you know what? I completely understand. That's a lot of energy to expend, and sometimes you do need to take a step back, enjoy the family, maybe take a salt bath, and you know, just kind of chill for a while. It's going to be okay. All right. So I hope that reading resonates with you right now. I hope that you're able to take it into the future with you, because guess what? It's your future where you exercise those gifts. That's what brings the reward. Right now, you're looking at the reward as something far away, and it's a lot closer than you think. So I thank you for showing up. I thank you for having your tea, your coffee, your lunch, or whatever with me. Just remember, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up, and as always, shine on.